Hey everyone, hope you're having an awesome day today. I just want to go over a couple of trades that I took today on SPY or ES. It was a bit of a rough day for me. Definitely expected considering I'm getting back into the swing of things. Today was the first day I was back at my setup in a while, and I've definitely been feeling a little bit of a mental disconnect from the market itself. So playing with a lot smaller size than normal, just kind of getting this feel back for the market. And I think it was an important day for me to have an important day for me to have a day like this. I went over three, full transparency, and not all days are going to be winners, and it's important to learn from it. And I'm here to just go over that and share it with you and how we can all learn from it together. But more importantly, how I can learn from these trades today, so you guys don't make the same mistakes that I do. All right, let's get right into it. As always, we're going to do a top-down analysis. So let's just go to a clean chart. Let's just remove all this real quick. Okay, so we can see that ES has kind of been consolidating in this range, a little bit funky stuff going on. But we did make a higher low here. We did create demand here, which is signifying buyers. Would have liked this demand to get tested again today, but that's all right. But overall, a little bit of a bullish trend intact here. Simply because we are consolidating at all-time highs a little bit, creating a higher low, and we have this Santa Claus rally gearing up. But again, we do have low volume, so a little bit cautious on that side. Excuse me. If you look at a 4-hour, a little bit choppy. Again, we are defending these lows here at 45.20 and below. So if we go into our, just continuing on, make it brief so we don't waste too much time. Let's just go into the setups that I was looking at. All right, so the plans that I had going into today was a basing of this 30-minute key used supply. This 30-minute supply area has been the source of a big drop, as you can see down here, and it's been touched a couple times. But I would really, and then we were consolidating overnight. You can see overnight we were consolidating. And that usually signifies, possibly a bigger move coming. So I wanted to see kind of a play above 46.43 and hold value, which is kind of what happened. Not the cleanest level. Maybe 46.45, 46.50 was a little bit more accurate, simply because that was the pre-market high. But I wanted to get in a little bit earlier. We do have a little bit of a trend line here that I'm going to show you real quick. Let's see if this can map it out here. So you can also see that we have a little bit of a trend line thing going on here. And we've got 30-minute questionable demand. I'll just show it to you. So that was a little bit interesting as well. I was maybe seeing, okay, maybe we're going to come back down and test it. But again, we were making another higher low in pre-market. So this was, again, showing that buyers were indicating some... They were existing. They were creating higher lows. Not the volume you wanted to see, but again, this was a nice kind of context. I think it would have been proper to take puts below 46.22, but I think above this level I'd have to be pretty bullish. And that was my first mistake. I just got to my desk too late, didn't do a proper analysis of the market, and that's what really costed me. So it's something that I have to work on. I'm suffering from immense jet lag, but I really have to get over it now that I'm approaching, I've been home for a couple days now, so I really have to get over that and get to bed earlier and wake up earlier to analyze. So that's step one. Get to the market, at least an hour before market opens, or really whatever works for you, but for me it's an hour, simply because I have time to adjust. I don't really have to roll out of bed. You have to treat it like a job, and if you're late to your job, well, you're not going to have good results. So make sure you show up time to work, and you're going to have good results come after it. So the three trades I took today were 2 puts and 1 call. And when I really should not have been considering puts until below this 46.22 level, simply because this bounced a couple times. Look at this. We have higher low here. I'm just going to illustrate it real quick for you guys. We have a higher low here, higher low here. These aren't significant higher lows, but this is clearly higher than the other one. Another higher low here, so you can see that we are creating higher lows. My biggest mistake was I actually was correct here. I entered calls here at 9:55. So as soon as we broke high of day, which because I liked this lower wick here. I saw that, buyers were holding up above VWAP, and it was looking pretty nice. I think that my risk reward was possibly a little bit skewed here, and I got in a little bit too late, but I was right to consider calls because we were above this 46.43 area, and that was kind of the initial target I did have. But again, 46.45, 46.50 was more of the proper target or area, and it's all about setting a proper stop loss and target. My target was this 1 hour used demand at 46.71, which it clearly hit here. I literally just didn't listen to myself, and I literally traded like a retail trader today. So if we break it down on a 1 minute time frame chart here, we have, I can get a little bit more accurate into my entries and exits. Oh dear. TOS is still doing this fun thing where it likes to glitch on me. Let me just fix that. Let's do a 1 minute. Let's just do it today. I apologize for the, oh dear. We have to do a 1 minute, okay. 5 day, 1 minute. Let's try this. Hopefully this works a little bit better. Okay, it's still acting funky. I apologize for that. You can just skip ahead in the video, maybe a couple seconds while I figure this out. Okay, 1 minute. Can we do, is there a 1 minute, 1 day? Maybe that might help. Okay, let's try that. Okay, it's still not working. So again, just skip ahead in the video while I figure this out. Okay, here we go. So I entered at 9:55 and approaching high of day, and it was clearly a bull trap. We were in supply, or used supply, I should say, and we immediately fell. However, the setup really wasn't invalidated. I think the proper stop loss would have been 46.40 or below VWAP, especially considering that I was targeting this 1 hour demand. I mean, look at this. So let's just say we entered here at 46.48. Let's say we just got it at the top of the top here. Our stop would be, let's say, below VWAP or here. So it's an 8 to 10 point risk to make about 20 to 22. So 8 to 10, so it's about 2 to 1, a 2 to 1, which is, not great. I'd like to see 3 to 1 typically, but this is a decent setup here, especially, if you want to have a bigger loss, or a bigger stop loss, which is fine because in these conditions we're less volatile, so you can expand your stop loss a little bit as long as you're playing with a less size. So less size, wider stop loss for greater risk to reward. And what I did was I actually stopped out immediately, and this is what that yellow arrow is. I switched to puts immediately because I thought, oh my goodness, we're in a bear trap here, and my target was this 30-minute demand zone here. So I said, okay, here we go, and we created another higher low, and I was like, oh no. So we came back up, and I stopped out immediately, and then I said, oh my goodness, we're in another bear trap, bull trap, and I entered again here. And then we came back down again, and we still couldn't break this 46.40 level, or VWAP nonetheless. We didn't even fall below VWAP, which shows that we are still bullish. We're consolidating in this 30-minute supply, and that's another bullish side. And we couldn't break any of this. And I eventually stopped out here at this purple arrow and closed my laptop for the day, simply because I was 0 for 3 and I just was trading too much on emotion. So to recap, this was a totally fine entry. This is totally fine. I had, the proper thesis, I believe that this is a proper entry, maybe slightly retail-ish. Maybe I should have let it develop a little bit more, but, this thing could have just ripped and gone off, and this would have been okay. Maybe I should have gotten in, maybe a little bit sooner. But this is, a 1 minute RBNR. Obviously, I don't trade on 1 minute time frames, but we had a decent kind of trade going on here. We're respecting this trend. Trend was still intact, and I was trading too much like a retail trader today. So, important lessons from today. Take note of the overall bigger picture context, whatever you want to call it. I mean, look at this. We had higher lows left and right, consolidating for a bigger move. You can see, higher low here, higher low here, higher low here, higher low here. At what point does this scream bearish to you? It really doesn't. I mean, I think once these higher lows are invalidated, then we can look to play, puts to, under this level, targeting this 4,600 demand zone. There was a trend line intact too, so that would have been again another area of confirmation to go short. But there was really no confirmation to go short in this supply zone. The selling pressure really wasn't there. And if this were to sell off, well, then okay, that's fine. Then I would look to enter where I would have, which is 46.22. We could have easily just chopped around in this kind of area here. We could have just chopped around like a barcode, and that's something that I'm not interested in. And I simply would have waited for my setup to trigger. And it's okay. You don't have to catch the whole move. You just need a slice of the move. So it's important to look at the bigger picture, analyze your context, understand the context, and give yourself enough time to prep and prepare to catch these moves. And really trust your setups, trust your plans, and the rest will follow. I got simply too emotional today, and I was like, oh my goodness, I had no idea what I was doing. And I really just didn't take a deep breath and say, all right, this is a bullish setup. We have higher lows here. It's trading 101. Higher lows indicate bullish setup. So, just take a step back, simplify your trading. I have been overcomplicating my trading way too much. So hope this video helped, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.